Up, world? Your girl nervous. Make sure you tune in.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the female solution.
What up, world? It's your girl Kasira Elvie, aka Lady K. Now, I have to tell you, I don't know why I'm nervous, y'all, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I don't know why, but I'm nervous. I've been doing this for 3 years, actually, you all. This is just a new platform. I'm super excited to be a part of the Female Solutions. And so, if you want to know what this podcast show is and what it's about, this is a conversations we don't have, escaping Jezebel's web. Now, before we go any further, this is just not a podcast. This is a space for truth, for healing, for accountability, and for freedom. This show is, as I always do, led by the Holy Spirit, is shaped by a real life experience, and is grounded in faith and in truth. And today, you ask, what am I going to be talking about? Just try to let you all know about what I did and why I came up with this show. I got my notes. So you're going to see me going back and forth. I am very transparent, you all. When I was a kid, sometimes I was told I tell too much. But I got to tell you, I got to definitely tell you that what people said about me being so open is why. I mean, that is not why, but it is, how should I say it? What society said was for evil or was just too much, this is what God planted in me to be and to for my purpose. And so since I've been more transparent, a lot of other people started being more transparent. And I just think we're in a season where people are being more honest and truthful. And I thought about certain things. Like there are conversations that you have within yourself that you would never say public, right? Thinking that you're the only one that think that, or, conversation about, oh, hold on, y'all. Oh, hi, solution. Hey, ooh, we Jezebel. I know it's going to be good. Yes. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Yes. But, want to talk about how long you staying too long in a situationship or a relationship or a marriage, however you want to titleize it. You stayed too long. Right? Or, loving too hard. How many times have you loved somebody more than you loved yourself and how you got caught up in the web? We'll talk about that a little bit more later. Right? Or, ignoring red flags. You be praying sometimes to God, or you be like, somebody please, a higher being, or please, universe, show me the signs. And the signs be right there in your face, just smacking you. And you be like, is that the wind? Yeah, the red flags that you ignored and you knew you shouldn't have looked. Hey, Crystal, my babe. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, right? I normally do evening, but afternoon is. And then I want to talk about things that I deal with in being on this platform, or when I say platform, I'm also a community activist. So I deal with violent prevention and things like that, and things that go on personally in my life right now, y'all. You gonna stay tuned because we're gonna talk about it. But talking about raising children, even while you're healing yourselves, that is difficult. Have you got tired of people telling you, baby, don't be crying in front of your kids, or baby, don't be crying, toughen up, put your big girl panties on? No. Guess what I learned? It is okay not to be okay. And I'm showing my children that you don't have to always be strong. Let it out. I was told that crying cleanses the soul. So, baby, I am a crier, okay? When I'm sad, like yesterday, and God gave me the strength to get on here today because of things I've been going through, y'all don't even understand. But we want to talk about those things. We want to talk about being so strong, right? I don't look like what I'm going through at all. I bet you that. But I got to tell you, being how should I tell like how should I say this? It feels good to like kind of be I feel kind of free, y'all. Ooh, I feel free. What are you talking about that? When I am my own producer, when I can do my own thing, I just feel totally free. Thank the Lord. But I'm just, one of the things when you're feeling so strong, but you're confused with what's going on in the inside, right? Like I'm talking about things that you thought nobody would understand. You like, am I thinking this right? Man, is this really true? Or am I tripping? What is going on? You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about, in the sense, is this you? When you're strong outside, questioning inside, loving too hard again, staying too strong. We smile, we post, we pray. But privately, we question ourselves. And this podcast exists to bring those conversations into life. It's not to shame. It is not to attack. And it's definitely not to just point fingers, but to understand. And I'm giving you a good example about that, because with the pattern, understand the patterns that we got that we need to break. I'm going to just give a good example for my ladies out here can understand. Have you ever had that man? He was a man, and we ain't just talking about sexually. We talking about you thought he was the bomb.com, but then he hurt you. He did some stuff that was disrespectful, or you was like And then all of a sudden you done, you like, I'm strong, I'm Sister Soldier, I'm over it. And then one day out the clear blue sky, they call you. And then you remember like, but if I do this, I know I'm stupid. Why am I going to do it? But I'm going to do it anyway because he made me feel so good. I ain't had it in a while. We talk about conversations like that. Because he was like a girl, and then after you do, you be like, why did I do that? I let myself down. Those are conversations I'm talking about that we can kind of dig deeper into, saying, how? I'm healed. Why am I putting myself into this same situationship that had already brought me heartbreak, maybe shame? Those are things we're going to be talking about. Give you another example. I'm a single parent. I get mad that sometimes I feel like I got to do everything, and the father gets scot-free. And then my kids get mad at me because I got to be both the disciplinarian and the lover and the peacemaker. And we need to talk about those things that we do not really talk about, or we try to keep the peace. Like, oh, I'm not going to talk about their father. Please, if you told the truth to your kids, that's my belief. But we're going to dive in and see what if my beliefs are right or wrong. Not saying I'm perfect, not saying I know everything, but I'm going to tell you how I feel in conversations we don't have. I'm bold enough to go ahead and talk about them. Yeah. I grew up with a single parent mama. You're never supposed to talk bad about your father, about their fathers. What if it's facts and true? I ain't gonna make it seem like he's a cotton candy rainbow good father. Those are conversations that we are gonna have here. Now, I want to tell you all. Oh, I'm so excited. I say I'm nervous, but I keep on talking, right? But I want to tell you all, some people will say, let's talk about this. Who is Queen Jezebel? Now, you don't even have to be a church-going brother or sister to know who Jezebel is. And I want to just let the people that don't know or never heard of who Jezebel is. Jezebel was a queen in the Bible. So you can find her story in probably the 1st and 2nd Kings in the Bible. And so she was married to a king, Ahab. I think I'm saying it right. She was married to a king named Ahab, but she wasn't passive. She wasn't a sweet old, good old, I love you type of woman. No, this lady was the type of woman. She influenced leadership. She influenced worship. She influenced culture. She also introduced idolized worshiping. Come on now, y'all. Now, I ain't gonna lie. We idolize some of the people that hurt us, our spouses, right? And so she was basically like a type of person that she silenced all prophets that believe in God and things like that. Thank you. I love you. Thank you for it. And so she was she manipulated her power, But here's what matters. Jezebel wasn't just about seduction. Like people casually say today, like, oh, she was a harlot, she was this, she was that. But no, I feel she represented control, manipulation, intimidation, silencing the truth, and protecting her ego at all costs. Baby, I think I don't want to say too much. I know I'm little right now, but I don't want Trump to counsel me. But sometimes just saying, we got a little bit of leadership like that right now. But it just all of that with over time, it destroyed her. And it destroyed everything around her. So now hear me clearly. When I say Jezebel, I am not labeling a woman. I'm not attacking women. I am talking about patterns. I am a domestic abuse survivor from a relationship, from a marriage. And I have to tell you, I have to tell you, I'm going to write a book. This title is part of my book. So when I was sitting there and I was just saying, I feel like I was trapped in a web. And so with saying all of that, have you ever just felt like, let's bring it up, compromising, silence, emotional attachment, ignoring intuitions? We do that very well. But I'm telling you, what Jezebel represents is a web that is strategic, that is stable. So talking about words, y'all. A web that doesn't look dangerous at first, because webs are so beautiful. Look at that picture. That picture looks beautiful. I love the way I pray to God I would never walk through it though. But no, and so it's almost as if like you don't just wake up one day and say, man, I'm gonna be in bondage. You don't wake up another day and say, I think I'm gonna compromise a little bit. You excuse a little bit, you silence your intuition, as we said, and you adjust your boundaries, and it happens slowly. I mean, do you ever, with your entanglement, do it ever seems like in the next 2 days you're gonna see the monster? I tell people now when I'm in my situations, and I haven't had a relationship for real, but when I tell you all, you got to give a person 30 days. Baby, by that third week going on to them, that fourth week, you start seeing things. If things start to happen in a sense of you're, I want to say like the consistency. I keep it like that. The consistency. We want that consistency, right? And I'm gonna give y'all a scenario. I met somebody, wouldn't even want to talk to the person, but ended up being a good person. We start talking, and it was I've really been going through some things, you all. I'm gonna talk about it, I promise, one day soon. But we was talking, and I was like, oh, I ain't like nobody in a long time. This is feeling good. Yes. And then all of a sudden, after the first give it 3 weeks, I started to see the inconsistency. And I was like, red flag. And I was like, yeah, we can stay friends. I just rather do that, because I learned by being trapped in the web before, when these red flags come, you need to jump on that immediately, right? You need to see. But I want to just say, you all, I really think that it's time to just have conversations, real conversations, especially within the Black community. I'm not saying I love all people, trust me, because all people can get on my nerves too. It don't matter what color you are. But no, but no, seriously. And I've had even small conversations with other individuals where they want to express something, but then they're like, I don't want no backlash, or maybe no one understands me. And what I've learned in my journey, there are a lot of people that think like you. You special, but you ain't that special. In the sense of what you think, Guaranteed somebody else thought about it. You know how you hear, what's that? What's what people say? What God has for me, it is for me. Can't nobody take it away type deals. That's what we're talking about. When you think it's just you, but no, somebody can relate to you. And it makes you feel better inside to know that you're not alone, to know that you're not crazy, to know that, okay, this is a person that can understand me. So I want to tell you all why I chose this name. I told you a little bit of being in the web and all of those things, but I had to be honest with myself when I was going through my relationships and my marriage relationships that I had in the past. And there were reasons in my life where I ignored what God was showing me a lot of times. There was a lot of times I ignored, and I was praying, asking God, please help me, show me, lead me. Right? And then there was times I stayed longer than I should. I stayed in a marriage for 7 years trying to fix it. I tell you this, I was in a hopelessness relationship, meaning I was hoping, but it was lessening. Make sure. I'm sorry, I make up words sometimes, but yeah, I was trying to grasp back what it was in the beginning, because and within my marriage, who I married, that was my best friend. So we go way back to childhood, and childhood relationship, friendship was great. So it was not a problem for me to actually want to be in a relationship with this person or even get married, because we ended up getting married. So, and that's when everything started. And when I had the red flags, I should have left then, but I couldn't leave because inside of me, I was still damaged, torn, toxic too, from, I always like to go back to mommy, daddy issues. Where can I address those issues? Acknowledge those issues, right? And so one of the things I did was I loved someone who wasn't loving me correctly. Well, I wasn't taught fully what was real love, correct love. You know, some people want to say love is an action. Some people just want to say it's not, but I needed to learn how to justify and realize that I was not in a healthy situation. I tried to justify the behaviors of this person that I loved oh so much. Oh, if I do this way because he complained that I did this and I didn't do it this way, then maybe he'll love me. Maybe he'll show me attention. So I tell people that you have to learn to really love yourself, and you have to forgive yourself. See, a lot of people don't forgive. And that's one of the reasons why also, too, we stay stuck. Now, I keep telling you all my opinion, but what we're going to do, we are going to be able to have our own opinions and then bring, like I said, that truth and the real facts to make sure if we really are feeling what we're feeling correctly, or is it wrong? And how do we correct it and get the real solution to what our feelings are, right? And so I'm asking, when I say escaping Jezebel web, they say it's talking about, where did I lose myself? Where did I ignore the truth? Where did I trade my peace for potential? You all, I want my listeners to be a part of this. And let me explain what I mean by that. If you have a conversation that you say we don't normally talk about, and you want to talk about it, let me know. And I'm going to bring it up. Matter of fact, you could be a guest on the show and we could talk about it, and we could have, we could probably both agree or we don't agree. And then we can really bring in the facts, right? So I want you to know. So I'm asking you, one thing to think of, where are you compromising? Where are you confused? Where are you silently? Where are you calling something that love that feels like control? And I had to think about that because my kids said, "Oh, mom, you're so controlling. You seem like you're so controlling." Right. And I had to look back and I had to think like, is that really love, controlling a person that can't do what they say? Thank you, babe. That's right. Learn to forgive yourselves. And we was learning that. And Crystal, that's my babe. I love her. But let's see what women in ministry has to say. Hoping in less than, oh, really? Yes, learning how to love yourself is a hard lesson once you realize that you don't want what love is. Wow. Oh, that's deep. I love it. I love it. Thank you. I'm trying to speak to y'all a little bit. Thank you. My nervousness is starting to die down a little bit. But, bring to the community. We want to bring awareness to people because I'm all about healing, unity, and community. That's what I'm all about. I think everybody on this earth is not for everybody, but you're for somebody. What you went through, your season, your tough, your wilderness, if you made it through, know this. And I think you've heard it plenty times and time before. You didn't go through this for yourself. You want this for the next sister and brother that you have to help save. We are resilient and we suffer a lot in silence because we feel if we say this, if you say, no, I can't do it. What do you mean you can't do this? You're strong. You got to have that faith. But what if I say I am a little nervous? I am a little scared. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being honest about how you really feel? That doesn't mean you have to stay in that era of just feeling like that. We need to be able to release it and say how we feel. That is freedom. That is real freedom. Being able to express and do what you want to do. Matter of fact, I'm about to pull up the definition of what freedom is, and we're going to read it. Hallelujah. So ain't like I don't know what freedom is, but let's just read and let's see what. Yeah. Freedom means. Yes, y'all. We're going to talk about this. Just trying to get my phone up. Y'all going to have to see me with glasses, y'all, because I thought I was going to try to do this. It's not working. What? We're going to read this. I just want to read the definition. It says the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Had to go through the wilderness in order to plant the seed for the next person. Yes, who will go through. Yes, Crystal. But freedom, that's what I want. I want to be able to act like I want to act, speak like I want to speak, think like I want to think without no support. Let me tell you something. I was stressed and I had to have me some cocktails, right? Because it was stressful and I need to relax, chill out, have some friends come cheer me up, trying to have a good time. And I remember talking to an individual and I cursed. And so whoever the person was on the phone with, that was on the phone with me, they heard me, was like, oh no, ladies shouldn't curse. Well, I mean, I've heard that through my family and, growing up, women, we shouldn't curse. And then I started thinking about why? Why not? Unfortunately, I'm that saved Christian cusser. But no, seriously, when I heard that lady say a woman isn't, why do we always have to sit up there and be what society say we are supposed to be? I'm just saying, what's wrong if I'm upset, I'm frustrated, and I just need to let a word out? That makes me less of a woman? That don't make me ladylike? We get stuck with what society try to put us in and at. I mean, we look at it now. You look on TV. I remember when we was growing up little, having a big butt still was, oh, no, your butt too big. It was a no. Then it was boobs was in. Then people start getting surgery. Now, what we got talked about, everybody trying to get big boobs, small waist, wide hips, big and a big butt. Because society said that's what beauty is. And then a couple of years down the line, now you see, now we don't care about that no more. Everybody got that ain't nothing now. Now people are trying to remove it and go back to their natural selves. So is society telling me that now big butts is out of it? I'm not lovable anymore because I was naturally born with the curves. These are things that we need to talk about, right? These are literally things we need to talk about that we really don't talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a small commercial break and then we'll be back.
Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair.
Hey family, this is Charles Humphrey of MCH Publishing, and I'm here with Asada, and we at the Soulful Chicago Book what?
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair, slamming.
We getting down in Hyde Park. Just run it down, my sister. Just tell us, for the people, a little bit about what we're doing here today and why.
This is the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair. And this month is very important. I feel like we don't give it the type of recognition that it needs. But beyond that, I do all things literary. And we have so many ancestors that have taken a tradition of writing and done great things. Well, we have those of us that are carrying on that tradition and nobody knows about them until now. So the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair is allowing us to tell our stories according to ourselves for our own benefit. And it's just beautiful. I mean, she could have been here today if you wasn't here. But if you were, it's been amazing. People came in consistently, children, and we have children's authors. We have nonfiction authors. We have fiction authors. This is really good. And it's about taking our own power in our own hands and doing what we do on the literary tip, though.
Right.
I got to work, but I can't help it. Everything going to school. Now I just about bring my Africans in like this. Bring in the Africans.
Welcome back, you all. And I got Asada here. I want her to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about the book fair that is tomorrow. Welcome to the show, girl.
Oh my God, I'm so enthused. What's up, everybody? This is Asada. I'm the founder of the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. Thank you, Mama, for bringing me on. Just give you, tomorrow. Stop playing. Tomorrow.
I'll be there.
That's right. She will definitely be there. You're like the first face they're going to see, but definitely tomorrow, February 15th, just so that you can see for real, what the deal is. Check it out. Let me move us to the side. It is going to be at Little Black Pearl, guys. If you're here in Chicago, that's on 47th Street and Greenwood. There, the address is right there. Make sure you get it. Rewind this if it's a replay so you can see it. But yep, tomorrow I'll be seeing all of you. We're bringing Black writers to the south side of Chicago.
Yes.
And we have genres, children's books, nonfiction books. Look, she talked about writing a book. You know it's going to be in that book fair soon. Don't get it twisted. But yep, just want to say thank you for putting this out there, my girl, for volunteering tomorrow. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Come on out, y'all. Peace.
All right.
See you there.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right, you all. Well, welcome back. I want to thank you. This is my first show, like I said, with Female Solutions. I have to tell you that there are a lot of shows on this platform with a lot of amazing women that I've actually been able to talk to. Asada's one of you all. So I'm super excited to be with them. Last year was epic. Oh, okay. I'm excited, you all. And I was so shocked that I had just heard about it this year. And I am like, yo, I gotta go. This is dope. I gotta see it. I want to be a part of it, And so let's see what women ministry said. I am Mama Joy from the ministry. Yes. Don't say it. Don't stay in the hurt. Yes, freedom is being safe to be, do, and have for our own joy in life. Joy to, yes, you are. Okay. I know y'all see me squint, See, I got another topic that I say, conversation we don't have. When we really don't talk to our kids about aging. I remember when I was young, they said I got 2020 vision. They say I still have that. My focus is off a little bit. And I used to be able to read. Now, the older I get, the more I'm like, move back, adjust my head. We need to talk about things when you age. I'm going to tell you this. I got so many topics, y'all, but I need you to flood me with the topics that you want to talk about. Here's another one that I thought about. I am 42, and I am in the era, I feel, that I am preparing to take care of my elders, my mom, my aunts, they're older now and they're 50, they're 60, 70, things like that, right? So we know we got to prepare. And I remember I asked, I don't know if it was my aunt or my mom. I think it was my aunt, but here's the question I had, because I started thinking, when you get older, the older you get, the more 50, 60, 70 don't seem, you're like, oh, that was young. But I wanted to ask them, how do you feel that you are aging? That you're at this stage where now friends are passing away, your first cousins, or, people that are around your age that are starting to die off. How do you feel? I'm going to read this, what Crystal said. It definitely a blessing to age, but we do need to discuss all the changes that come along. I mean it with the yes. And I tell you, I've had a thing, aging is the most beautiful thing that can happen, especially if you take care of yourself. Okay, how you learning? Yes. And that's one of the things that I say, I want to know, how do you feel? Because with me, I start thinking like, is there fear involved? People dying. How am I going to die? Am I going to die from a sickness? Am I going to be dying? Like, these are real things I want to talk about and I want to understand too. I want to understand what menopause is. I want to understand, how can I help make my hot flash? Because before I came over here, you all, I was waving. Let me see what I even said. How about the way women learn how to fear losing their men? Oh, girl, you about made me jump out my seat. I love that one, because we are, I am in kind of like a season where, luckily I don't look my age, right? But you're right. These guys our age are older, trying to go to the younger women. Oh, Naima, that is awesome. I love that. Those are the type of topics I want to talk about, conversations we don't have. Man, I can think of so many, you all. So many. But I just to give you a tone of how my show is gonna be. We're gonna talk about things that we don't talk about. We're gonna talk about things that your grandmother and them told you that was inappropriate for you to talk about in public. Seriously, I'm gonna tell you a funny one. May not be funny to some people, but it was kind of funny to me. And I had a friend say, girl, the older I get, like, my body odor is different. And I was like, huh? We're not talking about nasty. She just saying, like, the older I get now, I never sweat. I never was sweating. I'm finding places I'm sweating and I ain't never sweat before. Stuff like that. It's little stuff too that we can talk about. How does that happen? Let me see. You really don't lose a man who wasn't yours to begin with. Trust and believe. Okay. Now that is true. Okay. Because if he left, then he wasn't yours, baby. Well, you know what? My ex-husband used to come back. I used to beg him to come back. When somebody figure out menopause, please let me know. I promise you, girl. And we got Deborah Smith. Hello. Oh, Lord. We're going to Minnie Rosie. Yes, I love it. Because these are conversations we need to have that we don't have. We're scared to have it. Why? That's a conversation too. Why are we scared to talk about certain things? That's life. Love making is not just for the young. Yes, you are. Like, I want to talk about the dating world too. I have, first of all, funny story. I love saying it. When I was separated, men on pause. But I would tell you this. So I waited maybe about a year, about two. before I started dating, but I was separated, right? And so years go down the line. So people, you'd be like, so are you single? And I'm like, I'm married single. They was like, what do that mean? That mean I'm married and I'm going through a divorce, but I'm single. I went through a divorce. You all, it took me 7 years to get divorced and detached from that person that caused me pain and that I was just so in love with, right? And people used to be like, Hal, so when I started really dating, now I really feel good to say, yes, I'm single. But when I started to date, it's just, where's the, okay, I got one. Why do a man want to have sex with you, but he didn't even take you out on a date yet? It's like, how you gonna get the panties? You ain't even take me out on a date yet. I ain't understanding. You come on my house, see me, okay, yeah, you do. No. Menopause, time for self and all of that comes with it. Including be at one with self, not alone. Yeah, because I tell people now, I went through a divorce for 7 years, so really I've been not dealing with nobody for real, right? And I was like, okay, I feel like I'm ready to be in a relationship. I just ain't found the one that made me say, he's the one I want to waste my time with, right? And I had somebody tell me like, no, you just got divorced. You need to, take care of yourself. And I looked at the lady. I said, lady, I've been going through divorce for 7 years. You mean to tell me I still got to do some more work? I mean, we always got to work, but you know what I'm saying? You know how people first say, just work on yourself. Girl, that man been gone. I just was legally bound by him. Now I'm not. So these are things, I'm just telling you, y'all helping me out too. We coming up with ideas together, you all. These are things that we need to talk about. And so I just really want to let you all know, like, this show is going to challenge us, or challenge me, because I got to say, I have to, I still want to present this in a tasteful manner. Right. Anything that I do, I want to be tasteful. I don't want it to hurt someone. I don't want to offend someone. I don't want to bleed on anyone as well. So when we talk about it, we lift it up. Some weeks we're going to have the scripture. Some weeks we're going to have the facts, psychology. We're going to have the testimonies. But I promise you, every week is going to be with honesty. Some things that I think are, let's see. Some things I think is right when it may be wrong. And I'm okay with somebody correcting me if I'm wrong. But you got to be factual, because sometimes I do like a debate, especially when I think I know that I know that I know. Just say it. But yeah, I want this to be just so free and a safe space for my people. Now, I always start off with women, but I don't know what it is about these menses. They don't like being left out. I tell you, when I first started my first podcast, it was all about women, because I felt as if I'm a woman, I can relate to women. I am not a man. But then the more I had a lot of women, a lot of men come to me like, yo, I want to be on a show. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I want to go ahead and read Higher Learning's network TV show. She said, men only get what you give them. If women keep giving away their treasures, they have nothing left for the right one. Legs tight until they get right. Women determine when, periods. You are right. Look, y'all, I got some more stories to talk about that. I want to say for me, it's been about a year. It's been about a year since I've been sexually active. But even before that, I'm going to tell y'all this. Yes, I do be saying a lot of TMI too. Newsflash, sorry. But conversations we don't have. I'm going to tell you this. Young, sex drive, I guess was high, was normal, right? Once my marriage came to an end, the separation, I was like, I'm never having sex again. I'm never loving anybody. Matter of fact, I'm going to be like Paul in the Bible. I don't want to do nothing. Well, I met somebody years later. But still now, I chill. And I ask somebody, like, when you hit your 30s, oh, when you hit your 40s, oh, the sex drive, it's amazing. It's this, is that. I be chilling. And I said, well, maybe it gotta be the Jesus in me or something, because God, I chill. I don't think about it. I honestly don't get horny. I don't think about it. I mean, but that's why I say conversation to have. It's just that one person that I'd be like, man. But I'm still waiting. I'm like, God, they said it comes back. But then I'm also okay, because I also learned that I was tired of giving my cookies up for free. I was tired, or giving it to the wrong person that did not deserve it. That could be another reason why I'm not quick to lay down with anyone anymore. You know, I really feel like I love myself. I don't want the emotional ties. I don't just want to just have sex. I mean, nowadays, well, it probably is always like this, by the way, but you know, people love just having, it's a lot of people, even more so with the women too. Y'all just like having casual sex, no strings attached, all that stuff. I don't see how that is, but I could be wrong, because I always used to say, a woman, we can't just do that because we are emotional creatures. I have down the line, though, maybe one or two women that really did not care. They didn't care. They didn't want you. They just want that. That was it. And they kept on going their way. But I love the fact that I love myself now even more, that I'm not quick to want to do that. I'm not quick just because I like you or I got a feeling that, oh, let's do this. No. Like I told y'all, 30 days. I think if we decide to be in a real committed relationship, heck, you probably won't see the person real side to after 60 days, maybe 90 days. You know, because we be on our honeymoon period. Everything is so good. We have a little cat fight sometimes here and there. And then the inconsistency side, once they get you, because we all know that men are like hunters. And if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. Because it seems like once you give in, then they turn. They're like, oh, I don't have to do that no more. I got her. As young kids say, got him. But there we go. Conversations we need to have. You know, some people, we want to talk about how do you stay with a person that you love, but the sex ain't good. Good person. Got everything you asked for, all the things you need, love you, treat you with respect. But sex is horrible. How do you manage that? Me personally, I've been in that situation a little bit. Conversation. I love the person that much I didn't think about it until I ain't like that person no more, or was having issues. And then I was like, But I want to talk to other women and ask, how do you do that? Or do you do that? Or why not? Why is sex such a big deal breaker in certain situations? Conversations we don't have. That's how pattern starts. That's how we start getting tied into something that you should have left a long time ago when you saw the red flags. I'm telling y'all, this is going to be great. But I want to thank you all for tuning in, for your support for my first day. I want to let you all know that my show will air every second and fifth Saturday of the month. So you will have time. You can text me, call me. As I say, like, my number is at the bottom of the screen, and you can go ahead and let me know. People always say it is, but there's no silly question, no silly conversation. Well, as long as it's still appropriate, and we still want to be appropriate, right? But let's talk about these things that we don't talk about. And I'll have something every second and fifth. If you want to be on my show, also, please contact me. I love having a guest. Originally, are you gonna do this for a whole hour? When I thought about it, I'm looking at the time. I said, dang, I done talked about so much stuff, and it's still, I still got 15 more minutes, or I still got 30. But I'm telling you all, this is gonna be good. Please reach out to me. I have to tell you, it's a success. I'm telling you, the people that have been on my previous shows, on my other podcasts, one of the things that I learned with them, that I try to set this place where it's comfortable for you to really talk and express yourselves. So I'm good. Great sex often keep women and men emotionally. Yes, emotional abuse pressure. That is true. It is true. That is so true. And it's like, why? I think my abuser, he was the worst sex partner I ever had. That's what I'm saying. You love somebody, but then when we got together, we was married. You find ways to do it. You're more honest, open, whatever. And we was able to change that. He was my husband, so I would say good at the time. But there are a lot of women and men, like you said, that stay caught up in that web due to just how they make them feel sexually. So, yeah, conversations we don't have, escaping Jezebel's web. So I want you to also know that we're going to still be calling out awareness. And with that, what I mean by that, when I say we're going to be calling out awareness and letting you know that you cannot escape what you refuse to acknowledge. Awareness is not shame, and awareness is power. So nothing that we're going to talk about is going to make you shameful. Because if you come to me, that means you're ready to be transparent. And that's what I tell people too. You have to be ready to be transparent, and you have to be able to do it in a tasteful manner that you do not hurt or disrespect the other individuals that's a part of it. I'll tell you right now, I am so ready to talk about my journey that I'm going through right now. I know I have a testimony. It's in the works, you all, and now I'm getting emotional for to talk about it just a little bit. But the person that is involved, I asked them, are you okay with me talking about this now or wait? They was like, no, I need you to wait. So I'm going to wait. That's respect. I'm going to be able to tell my truth, but I want that person to be respected too when it's time for our truth to be told. And so I tell you all, we walk with our heads held high with sometimes a lot of pain inside. And before I finish my statement, I do want to read this by Robinson. And it said, Lady K, I can see that this is a great discussion. We will reach so many young ladies who have not been taught about relationship and situationships. Yes, they will learn from you and share what they know so they don't repeat the habits, learning that don't serve them well. Right on, Lady K. Thank you. Enjoying the podcast from Indianapolis. Thank you, Indianapolis. All right now. Okay. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. That helps me know that I am doing a good job too. I appreciate that. But what I want to tell you, like we say, we don't look like what we go through. I came on here. I'm smiling. My head is held high. Today is a good day at the moment, but I'm still dealing with my trials and my tribulation walking through this wilderness. And I cannot wait to talk to you about it because I learned a lot. I know what I'm going through is to help the next mother out there. I know what I'm going through is to help the next sister or brother out there. Because if I can't say I have not been through it, how can I be as supportive to a person without really understanding their pain? This is again what I say. We need to have conversations that we don't talk about. I get emotional, you all. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's nervousing because even being such a person that's open and transparent and bold, you still and you care about other people's feelings. You still, it's I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to get emotional, but we are wonderful women. We deal with a lot. We hold on to a lot. We take care of a lot of things. So before I end, for my sister out there when you feel alone. Also, thank you for the safe space. Thank you. When you feel alone, no one understands you. You feel lost. You feel confused. I'm here to tell you, you are not alone. We will make sure in this podcast too to have resources for even the discussions that we talk about, or just still bring up, if you have an organization that you have that is all about healing and bringing happiness and joy, bring it to me so I can share it to our sisters out here that are listening, because it's all about sisterhood, unity, and community, and learning to understand. One more thing that I talk about, learning how to understand some women that you don't think like ghetto. Let's say a ghetto person, or some people understand when they say ratchet, or a person that say just you so toxic. Well, why are they toxic? What happened? Were they abused? Was there so many disappointments in their life that made them just be like this? Is that their just defense mechanism? Did they grow up like that? We all can change. Matter of fact, I was told by my aunt, every decade you change. How you thought when you was 20 is not how you think when you become 30. How you thought when you was 30 is not how you think when you are 40. So there is possibilities for change. And I got to say, this is the end, y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your girl, Kasira Elvie, a.k.a. Lady K. Catch you next month on the second Saturday. Peace out.